You know that feeling when you are right in the middle of something, and you cannot quite tell if it is falling apart or coming together. That specific tension where nothing is resolved, yet everything feels like it is on the edge of something? That is not confusion. That is the feeling of a life in genuine motion. And your life is in genuine motion right now. Not the kind of motion that produces constant visible results. The deeper kind, the underground kind, where the real structural work happens before anything breaks through the surface. The kind that does not feel like momentum from the inside, even while it is producing exactly that. You have been in this motion for a while now. Doing the work, showing up, holding on to things that deserve to be held even when holding them costs something real. And the motion you have been sustaining has been building towards something that is now genuinely close to breaking through. I know it does not always feel that way. Some days feel like more of the same waiting, more of the same effort going into what feels like a void. But the void has not been empty. It has been full of the kind of work that does not report back until it is ready to emerge all at once. Something has been shifting in you that is worth naming, because it is easy to miss from the inside. The way you hold uncertainty has changed. A year ago, or 2 years ago, uncertainty felt threatening in a specific way, like something that needed to be resolved immediately, like the absence of answers was itself the problem. The urgency around not knowing was significant. Something in that has softened. Not because things have become more certain. If anything, certain things remain genuinely unresolved. But you have developed a different relationship with the unresolved. A capacity to be present with what is not yet answered without that absence consuming the whole of your attention and energy. That is not a small development. That is one of the more significant interior changes a person can make. And it changes everything about what you are able to receive, because things that require patience to fully form can only arrive to someone who has developed the capacity to wait without collapsing. You have developed that capacity through the exact season that required it. Before going further, there is something that needs to be said from the heart. To everyone who has supported this project through the link in the description, thank you. Genuinely, deeply, in a way that words only partially capture. Every person who chose to give toward this work, whatever amount, at whatever moment they felt moved to, made it possible for these words to keep reaching people who needed them. You did not just support a channel. You supported the person who found this at 2 a.m. when they needed to know they were not alone. The person who was about to give up and heard something that made them choose to continue. You are part of those stories, and that matters more than I can fully express. May everything you have given return to you overflowing. May the generosity you extended become the exact shape of what finds you next, in provision that surprises you, in doors opening where you did not expect them, in relationships that nourish you deeply, in peace that settles into the rooms of your life. May blessing find you in the forms that matter most to you personally. May light follow you into every difficult corner of your life. May love surround the people you love. You are seen. You are appreciated. And heaven keeps very careful track of what is given freely from a genuine heart. Here is something about your specific path that is worth understanding. The distance between where you have been and where you are going is not as large as the difficulty has been making it feel. Hard seasons have a way of distorting perspective, stretching the gap, making the destination feel further than it is, making the remaining distance feel more significant than what has already been covered. But you have covered real ground. More than this season has been giving you credit for. If you could see yourself from a slight remove, the way someone who loves you and can see clearly would see you, you would see someone who has moved considerably. Someone who has changed in specific and significant ways. Someone who is carrying things now that were not available to carry before the season installed them. The difficulty has been loud. What it has been producing has been quieter. But quiet does not mean absent. And what has been produced in you through all of this is real and durable and genuinely valuable for everything ahead. A life that is worth living is never entirely smooth. This is not a comfort offered to make the hard parts feel better. It is simply an accurate description of how significant lives tend to be structured. The texture includes resistance. The path includes genuine difficulty. Not as punishment, not as evidence of failure, but as the specific conditions under which the most important development occurs. Muscle develops under resistance. Character develops under pressure. The specific qualities that make a person capable of sustaining something significant develop through the experience of being significantly challenged. You have been significantly challenged, and you have not been finished by it. That combination, significant challenge survived, is the exact description of a person who is being prepared for something that requires what that challenge produced. If these words have been finding you at the right moments, subscribe and stay close. What gets built here is built for seasons exactly like the one you are navigating. New pieces arrive regularly, and some of them will land at exactly the right moment for where you are. There is something about generosity that becomes particularly important during seasons of waiting and formation. Not generosity as a formula for unlocking what you want. That framing reduces something genuinely beautiful to a transaction, and transactions rarely produce what the genuine article produces. But generosity as an expression of trust, as a declaration, made with action rather than words, that you are not operating from a place of scarcity, that what flows through your hands is not the limit of what is available to you, that you believe in a source larger than your current circumstances. That posture, the open hand rather than the closed fist, does something in the interior that no amount of hoping and believing can replicate on its own. It brings the body into agreement with what the mind is trying to believe. It makes the trust concrete rather than theoretical. And something about concrete, embodied trust activates things that theoretical belief held quietly in the interior does not. In the season you are in, some expression of genuine generosity, whatever form that takes for your specific life, is one of the most powerful things available to you. Not because it will trigger a transaction, because it will shift your operating assumption from not enough to already held by enough. And that shift is one of the more significant things that can happen in a person who is on the edge of receiving something significant. The arrival of what you have been waiting for is going to feel different from how you imagined it would feel. This is almost universally true for people who have been waiting a long time. The imagination, working from the inside of a hard season, tends to construct the arrival as relief, as the pressure finally releasing, as the absence of what was difficult. But arrival tends to feel less like the end of something and more like the beginning of something else entirely. Less like finally exhaling and more like finding yourself in a new kind of breath. It will feel like things fitting in a way that forced things never quite fit, like conversations having a different quality, like the ordinary days carrying a different weight, lighter in the ways that matter, more present in the ways that make presence feel valuable. Like yourself, but arriving at yourself from a direction you had not previously traveled. That experience is closer than it feels. The formation that needed to happen has been happening. The approach of what was being prepared for the person you are becoming is real. And the version of you standing at the threshold of it is more ready than you have been allowing yourself to believe. One last thing, and perhaps the most important. You do not need everything to be resolved before you are allowed to feel okay. That permission is available right now, in the middle of what is still unfinished, in the presence of what is still uncertain. The okayness is not contingent on the circumstances cooperating. It is available as a choice, as the recognition that you are still here, still moving, still genuinely oriented toward what matters to you, and that those things together constitute a life worth being present for. Be present for it, today, in whatever ordinary form it takes, because the ordinary days are where the real life actually happens, and the ones you move through with genuine presence are the ones that build towards something real. Something real is being built. You are in it, and it is worth every bit of the showing up you have been doing to get here.